Welcome back, MTG Joe here, and today I want to try out a deck with a card that we haven't played at all yet from the Jumpstart Historic Horizons, and that's Davriel Soul Broker. This is an Arena exclusive card. It is only playable on Arena because it has a bunch of different kind of conditions that get auto-generated. So 4 mana, 4 loyalty Planeswalker, plus to whenever an opponent attacks you or a Planeswalker you control, they discard a card. If they can't, they sacrifice an attacking creature. So kind of pseudo protection with the uptick ability. -2 is where it gets interesting, and you get an offer and a condition. So this is a randomly generated list. It's stuff like the offers are like draw cards, get cost reduction on your spells, gain life when you draw cards, certain things like that. The conditions are kind of negative. So you lose some life, you discard some cards, things of that nature. So the good and the bad, and you hope that the offers outweigh the conditions. So we'll see how that goes. And then -3, target creature perpetually gets -3/-3. So that means regardless of what zones it moves. So the best example is, say they have something like Croxa. You -3/3. When it comes back from the graveyard again, it's a 3/3. Same with Arclight Phoenix. Arclight Phoenix would always have -1 toughness. So the deck itself, what we are is a Dimir Control deck. We're also trying out another card from the set, Archmage's Charm. So 3 blue mana, and we get the choice of counter target spell, draw 2 cards, or gain control of non-land permanent with mana value 1 or less. And then what we're trying to do in best of 1 is just control the board. So really what we need to do is deal with aggressive decks like Elves, stuff of that nature, and kind of combo decks like Tybalt's Trickery, Dragonstorm, stuff of that nature. So we have a mix of removal. We have Bloodchief's Thirst, we have Fatal Push. Drown in the Lock is both counterspell and removal depending on the graveyards. We have Eliminates, opting for Eliminates over something like Heartless Act because the Mono White Humans deck puts counters on things now. Eliminate can also target your opponent's Narset if we run into a control mirror. We have Baleful Mastery, which can deal Planeswalkers or creatures. And if we cast the Student cost, like the reduced cost with Narset out, they don't get to draw an extra card. We have Sweepers in Ritual of Soot, Yahini's Expertise, and the reason we're playing Yahini's Expertise is because we could cast stuff like Archmage's Charm or Narset Parter Veils for free off it, so it's kind of 2-for-1 value on our turn. And then we have a Shadow's Verdict. One thing, there's no like clear best like sweeper in black. You kind of pick and choose, so we'll see how this works. Our sweeper package right now, like these get the Angels deck. This plays pretty well against auras if they have protection. This could potentially play around auras if they have protection. What we don't have is something like Languish, so 4 toughness otherwise is a bit of an issue, but we'll see how that plays out. We have some Shark Typhoons as our primary win condition. We have the Commit Memory Narset plan to lock out our opponents. Search for Askanta, Grafdigger's Cage to control, and then we have some Graveyard and combo control with Cling to Dust and Grafdigger's Cage. We also have a Hall of the Storm Giants and Hive of the Eye Tyrant as some creature lands for us to attack in. So let's jump into this. Got a couple Archmage Charm decks that I want to try out, see how it goes. I've not in any way tested this deck. This is our first venture, so as always with these decks, we'll play a couple games, make some changes along the way, see what works, what doesn't, and go from there. We're about a week away from the new set coming out. We will be shifting over to Standard primarily for the first bit, and then we'll venture into Historic. But we will play some games, see how it goes. I haven't played Ranked in a couple days, so we're a little low in terms. Opponent goes first. In the dark, it's a little iffy. I think we keep. If it's something like Elves, we're in a bit of trouble. Okay, so could be Scurryoak combo. Yeah. So we have Eliminate for Trelasara. We will want to find one of our sweepers. So waiting till their turn, till they go to combat or commit more to the board first. This will give us an idea what they have. Looking to play Narset next turn. So doing this prevents them from being able to scry. Looks like they potentially missed a land drop. Nope, they hit it. Fortunately, we can't Archmage Charm this turn, so let's just Narset here. They could technically combo next turn. That's a great draw. So with them knowing this, they may be inclined to not commit more to the board. They can kill my Narset here. Still think it's right, it buys us a turn or two. If they don't commit more to the board, I have Davriel here. So they may hold up mana here, and then we get into the dance. So I can cage this turn, but I think I actually like Cling to Dusting and drawing a card. So we'll just pass the turn here. If they don't have it, then I could Baleful Mastery on end step. So here I can gain a life, or I can draw a card. Want to get... That's fine. We could 3-for-1 them, it's pretty good value. Probably with this one we'll draw a card. Our life total's not super low. We'll go to 12, but they don't have reach. Wasn't paying attention if they topped. So we'll do this, play out Cage. This insulates us from future. Slight non-bow here. So I can Davriel. Which isn't terrible. Again, this buys me a turn. Can do the conditions here. See what we get. I can also hold up Counterspell with just Baleful Mastery. Give him a card. There's a bit of a non-bow here. I think we're actually just going to do 1-for-1 here. Kind of wish we had an untapped land. Would have gladly traded there. It's fine. They'll kill Davriel. Buys us another turn. So if they Skyclave the Cage here, that's actually really good for us. Because now I have Mastery. And I can also escape my Cage, or my Cling to Dust. We have Drown to Lock as well, which is perfect. A lot of flexibility right now. Heliod, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we're just gonna counter this. So here, let's just do this, and I could trade with the Innkeeper. It's really just about incremental. Keep ourselves at a reasonable life total. Another Cling good here. So I do have the option with Hive to animate it, depending what they do. Selfless. That's fine. See if they see the land. They do. So I think with this one, I want to keep a counter spell available. So we'll just do this, draw a card. Perfect. I think we'll wait a turn. Okay, with the second charm, I think we just take the damage this turn. I'll escape a Cling to Dust, gain 3 life, because then we're going to Shadow's Verdict anyways, so they'll lose the graveyard. I think we just take the damage here. So just take... Actually, I think we're going to draw cards here. So I can hard cast Shark. They can do 4 damage to me this turn. I think we're just on the hard cast Shark plan. If they get me, they get me. They need to rip Coco into the combo. They hit me for 4 here. And then I have enough with Archmage Charm to counter whatever they play afterwards as well. So we lose the 5/5, but gets rid of their board. They make a 1/1. I think that's fine to take. I want to keep this up as a sweeper, or like as a counter spell if needed. We can make some blockers here.
If you wish to surrender now, I understand. Hone your prowess.
I would love a memory lapse. Now we can probably just pivot pretty quick with these Cling to Dusts once we kill their things. This is definitely a hard cast Shark type of matchup, or just deck in general. We could see like Skyclave Apparition out of them. And now we're just, yep, I'll keep that. We'll transform there.
Keep an open mind.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've had a shark. Can I have another shark? Just in case they do have Coco. That might have been a little risky, but this will allow us to close out the game pretty quick. Okay, so we have Eliminate as well to break up the combo. So what I can do here is I can eliminate the Llanowar Elf, gain some life. Bye, friend. All right, 1-0. Move into 1800. We didn't exactly get the Davriel to really shine. I think in that position we needed to control the board a bit. The Pride made scale quite aggressively, so we want to be able to control early and then win the long game. Somehow managed to fall back. Sounds reasonable. Need to draw some lions, but looks like Jeskai control. Okay. Gonna want us to try to sneak a Narset down, perhaps, depending what they play out. We have some bad cards right now in hand, so I'm going to Shark Typhoon. We need to dig a bit. This one might be a long one. Okay, opponent missed lands as well. Could see a Prismari command out of them. Help them dig here. That's a great one. Sure. You can keep the Helix. Probably going to draw 2 off this. I want to hit Lion Drops. Let's throw this down. Do I lapse their lapse? No. The downside is we don't hit a land like this. Okay, that's fine. We're just going to keep jamming Narsets here. Okay, they're on a double commit. Okay, that could be Gear Hulk out of them. So I think we do play this. And if they Gear Hulk, then I'll Memory Lapse it. The downside of how we built our removal, it's not great. So, because they have a Helix in the graveyard, I don't want to do this right now. I've configured our board to not be the best against Jeskai. You don't see a huge amount of it. They targeting memory? Oh, commit. think here.
Past, present, and think of thoughtfulness before action.
I'll take Davriel. Should have left this open because I could have fielded. They'll attack this Narset. Don't really have a way to deal with this, do I? Once it comes down.
This was overwhelming.
And this is where I was saying, like, the type of sweepers, we're not playing Extinction Event, so it makes it worse. That's fine.
Focus and discipline encounter no obstacles.
Don't want to get memoried ourselves here. And I'm doing this before they could find a counter spell. So we need a black mana. It's not terrible.
I train every day, meditate, and prepare.
Take Typhoon. Well, I'd like to hit a Scanta with this. Can't really be picky.
My mind needs a rest.
Need to try to sneak like Shark down or even Davriel. We'll field here. They could field like my Hall if they want. Might just concede this one. We're not really equipped for this matchup. Let's see what the conditions are.
Details, then tea.
So we can get a creature into our hand. It's a 4/3. You know what? Let's just go to the next game. Again, like I'm not built for this matchup. We made some concessions with how we set up our removal package. We'll run this one more, see how it goes. You don't see too many Gear Hulks in Best of One. Most are just the straight to fairy version. Sounds good. Yorian, so this could be control. Yep. CGB played a controlled build. Jeskai. I think we just hold off here, play our lands. In case they have like Jawari Disruption or something stupid. I'm actually kind of inclined to just steal that. Chandra, Awakened Inferno. 80 cards, they find their thing. Yep. Where are the creature decks? I'm purposely not playing Thoughtseize because when I was playing Best of One, like I was just running into heavy creatures. And like these hands that we've kept, like maybe we should have mulliganed, but we had a dispute and Kling's decent against like control matchups we can grind out. Like we saw that first game we were able to control really well when we're playing against creature decks. Opponent goes first. I have Passage. Let's try it in the dark. Jeez. Everyone and their mothers on Jeskai. And again, like this is something we'd like to keep for when Ascanta flips. They're gonna Prismari here. Could see Teferi come down this turn. Okay, no Teferi this turn bodes well for us. They binned a Narset. Cage does shut off our commit to memory, but I think like we saw against Collected Company and some of the combo decks, it is worthwhile at times. Okay, so now I have field to hit this. So they could Opus. They get just a 4/4. I have things, so I think we're okay here, just making a 2/2. I Fatal Push as well. See what they get. Teferi. We will need to time it to hit it, but I need to keep these potentially 2 Drown in the Locks up to get into a counter fight. So they can memory lapse here. I think I only have 2 in my deck. So we'll counter here. Wow. Feels awful.
I won't hide from the world any longer.
Okay, so they opted down tick. Paul's decent here. They know what we have, but with Haul Out, I can have an attacker, and I need to take them off Ascanta now before they can get the activation. It's one less card they get. Incoming, they hit their Field of Ruin.
My prowess is unmatched by my peers. Hone your prowess.
Okay, they have Memory Lapse. Yep. Bodes well. Getting to Fairy off the battlefield's the most important thing right now. We can deal with the Narset. Also, we shut off the memory part, and we aren't really out of position to draw cards. Gonna play this out so we have Fatal Push open in case they have a Shark. Because what they could do is memory my Grafdigger's Cage, or commit my Grafdigger's Cage and then memory me. Hall of Storm Giants, great in this matchup. 7 damage on its own is tough to deal with, and the fact that it has Ward just further taxes them.
I have reached my limit.
So we might see a potential commit my Cage into memory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if they have land and Narset in hand, which, you know, why not? Okay, there's the land. How many Narsets have we seen? 2. Could be playing 3 to 4 usually. See what they got. Opponents in the tank. They're thinking. Make it seem like we have something. Helix my face. This is like our one of answer to like a Gear Hulk or something. Okay. That's actually great because now we have Archmage Charm. So I can Davriel. Honestly, I think we just put him on a 2-turn clock here. Oh, why would it... Oh, stupid auto tapper. I don't have charm now. So depending what they bin here, I also have Cling to Dust to eat at something. I guess now they have this Ardenvale open. I think because they have Ardenvale, let's start trying to bait out some counters. Need to dig for our Field of Ruin or a Shark Typhoon here. Magma Opus. So I'm doing Memory Lapse first as a bait card. So they test the talents. So they can test talents, might test talents. So we memory lapse this. Okay, so they memory lapse my memory lapse. I will let that resolve, I think. They can get rid of that lapse on top, and then I'll Archmage Charm this. Now we got through a bunch of their counters. And then I get a Typhoon here. So if they try to open, I'll just always keep up a mana in case they have Gear Hulk. Sure.
Such violence is upsetting.
One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're digging on their end.
Well, clearly my services are not.
Spells you cost 6 less. Davriel Planeswalkers you have +2. Return a random creature card. Let's get the cost reduction, because it's not for certain that this even lives this turn. That's fine. We'll lose for each creature. Cling to Dust is now 0 mana. Let's try this out. What are the chances this last one's a counter spell? I'm just gonna get rid of the Magma Opus when they attack here. Actually, we'll let Davriel take this hit. We'll do it on end step.
Indemnity clause.
I'm not going to sit this one out.
Exile this. Get a 3/3. Okay, they found Dispute. Get a 4/4. We'll lose 2 life, but I think that's fine. We could take the Fairy off the board here. Okay, they're actually potentially dead here. They left themselves open. They forgot about the hall. Yep. That was a good game. Lots of back and forth. So they could have survived. They took a little bit more of an aggressive route, or they just forgot about the hall, to be honest. But a lot of that game revolved around the hall. Davriel did pretty well that game. Kind of just grinded us out, gave us some options. Largely, I don't think the way our configuration is right now, we're well suited versus control. While we do have some elements, we don't have like main board discard, and we don't have a way to like loot, where they have Prismari command to get rid of some of the stuff. Hall of the Storm Giants continues to impress and control mirrors though. But here's the shell. We saw in the first match, a creature matchup, we did pretty well. We also saw the negatives in the Gear Hulk version, as well as just them dropping a Chandra 6 without being able to counter it. We had the counters in hand, just couldn't do anything about it. So let me know what you think of the deck. As always, if you can, drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.